Good Friday. Good. No, it's not Good Friday. Good morning. It's Friday. Oh, is everybody sleeping this morning? What's going on? Good morning, Chris. Morning, Mom. Hello, Jimmy. Hello, Joe. Hello, David. Hello, Ina. Somebody's calling me.
Good morning.
Louisa, good morning. Jennifer, good morning.
Good morning.
3 more people coming in. Before we start today, I've got 2 very important questions I want answered. But I'm going to give it a minute or two to let the crowd build, because some people are not courteous enough to join on time. But we want to thank you to you who did. Right, Chris? Chris is teaching me to be more accepting and patient.
Well, you're very solution oriented. So you're always trying, well, we just need to do this. But sometimes when we are solution oriented, we forget to be grateful or thankful and make sure that we acknowledge the people who did show up too. So that's all. Just dropping in the reminders every now and then, make sure that everybody knows that. Thank you all for showing up on time that you have. We're very grateful for those of you that do. It makes our job a little easier. And for those of you that haven't, keep on trying, and we will see you online. I had a friend who used to show up 10 minutes late for every single shift. Consistently 10 minutes late every single shift on the dot. And I just said to him one time, hey, do you realize that if you can consistently be 10 minutes late, that you could consistently be on time or 10 minutes early if you chose to? You just have to leave 10 minutes sooner.
Or you could just set your clock 10 minutes back, so you always think you're running late, but that creates a lot of stress.
Yeah.
All right, the group is coming in. Yes, we're getting there. All right, so I've been questioning myself, and Chris and I talked last night about some potential changes we were going to make. And we're going to propose those to you today. But I want to get clear. Remember, clarity is what we started talking about in the beginning. Clarity. So I want you to fill in the blanks for me. Let's let a couple more people join in. There's a lot of people in the waiting room coming in now. I don't have a prize for participants, but I would like you to participate in the answer to this question. Okay, so fill in the blank. All right, what do we got? 34. Okay, that's not going to wait too long. All right, so fill in the blank. 2023 will be a blank-based market. Somebody type in the chat, blank. 2023 will be a blank-based market.
Action-based market.
Close. Change the tense of that verb.
Same concept. Action, activity.
Activity, active, yes. An activity-based market. Okay. So I just want to make sure our clarity is set. So we know going into 2023, which we're now almost 2 months into, that it's an activity-based market. So as leadership, what are we trying to get you to do? Activities. So are we on track? Trying to get activities done because it's an activity-based market? Yes, perfect. Second question, to make sure we're on the same page, we're doing anything right. We are in the blank and blank business. 2 words, 2 blanks. What kind of business are we in? You can say it or you can type it.
People and communications.
People and communication business. Okay, so we have to take morning.
Sorry.
So we have to do activities, and we're in the people and communication business. So we got to do activities that revolve around people and communication. Right? So this whole mastermind concept is really focused on clear that we need to talk to people. We have to take action by talking to people and communicating with them. So we came up with these little ideas that are just spot on for 2023, that we need to take action and talk to people and communicate with them. Hence 5 connections a day. Chris, we're not crazy, right? Actions with people that engage them in communication. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so
we're constantly trying to bolster your confidence and your belief in yourself as well, because when you start looking at that full cycle of, if you believe in yourself, your potential to take action goes up. When you take action with a stronger belief and potential, you get better results. And when you get better results, that belief and confidence that you had continues to rise and go up. So the principles and concepts that we're always talking about and training on, or just trying to raise your level of awareness, raise your level of consciousness, raise your level of confidence, and just your abilities to take action so that you can take stronger action, which is going to breed better results.
Yep. And that's happening. I'm seeing a lot of you get a lot more confidence. And I think a lot of you are sitting on the sidelines watching other people get confidence, which is at some point going to have you put a toe in the water and see what it feels like. Right. So everything we're doing is working, in my opinion. So what I was hoping to do today is, our concept, and I guess, Chris, we could talk about this now, but, the idea was to be prescriptive on what to do on Monday, get really clear on what the actions were going to be. And then Friday, report back the accountability. What obstacles did you face? What successes did you have? That type of stuff. And where we've been a little, I don't want to say let down, but we didn't expect it. We expected more people to be participating in the successes or the trials, because there's nothing you're going to face out there that we haven't seen before, right? You're going to get some rejection. You're going to get some excitement. You're going to get really excited, and they're going to ghost you. We know that shit's going to happen. But the idea we're trying to instill is just consistent application of activities, talking to people and communicating with them to basically fill the pipeline, so that in the next quarter, which we're going to have one hell of a spring selling season, guys. And I just want you guys to be ready for it. So hopefully you're building a pipeline now of people who are going to be doing business with us in March, April, May, June, July, and August, because that's going to be our high-end selling months. Right. So we're getting practice right now. We're warming up, coach. Put me in, coach. Right. So 8:36. Today's the 24th. So we have 4 more days left in this month. And then we're into March. Can you guys feel the energy in the marketplace now? How many of you have been dealing with multiple offers in a situation lately? Can you see a show of hands, see the cameras or not? Mom, I know you have. Jessica, I know you have. Who else has been dealing with multiple offers in the marketplace? Jennifer Bell, yeah, you're doing it. It's frustrating, isn't it? It's almost like we're back to a year ago. There's no inventory out there. What did Jennifer say? Where's my chat button? Oh, it's hidden more. Weird. People in service, close, Lauren. People in communication, that's it, that's it. My keyboard's stuck. Good. Yep, okay, that's it. No more participation. Laura, are you dealing with multiple offers anywhere in the marketplace? No? Nobody wants to be in Ruskin?
No, not for now, apparently.
See. Mr. Beggins, welcome.
Thanks, sir. I was late getting on, but I'm here trying to get us more inventory. I'm excited. I'm excited to hear some of the results from this week. And most importantly, I think sometimes we lose track on the importance of screwing up, right?
That's how you learn.
And it's so important, right? What's the old, there's no failure, it's just feedback, right? So what you need to do is get feedback, which means you've got to screw up. So you've got to reach out and talk to people, and you've got to respond to them, and you've got to screw it up so they ghost on you, right? You've got to find the client that buys with another agent. You've got to go on a listing presentation that lists with somebody else, right? You've got to have this feedback to realize, where did I screw up? And that's the point about repetition. You've got to just do it. You've got to get the 20 minutes. What's that?
That's the best lesson you're going to learn when it happens to you. You go, oh shit, I'm not going to do that again. Oh,
Right.
Preview. What questions? I shouldn't have done that.
That's it.
Well, and ask
That's it.
questions. Ask questions too. When you have that screw up moment, ask the other party, thank you very much for the opportunity. Can you provide me some feedback on what was the decision maker that had you going with the other party, with the other agent? Ask for feedback.
Yes.
And even if a buyer bought another home, hey, I'm so happy for you guys that most of us would be like, well, screw them. That buyer, they bought with some other agent. Pick up the phone and call and ask, hey, I'm so happy that you were able to find the home that you wanted to get into. Would you mind providing me some feedback on what it was that caused you to reach out to another agent? Is there something I could do better the next time? Ask the question. Same thing with the listings. We had somebody that did that same exact thing, and they got a little bit of feedback. And the person told him it was just a personality. Okay, so process was good, systems were good, everything was good, but they thought their personalities weren't going to mesh. You'll at least know for the next time, but always ask.
Joe Diener said multiple offers on a home that came on the market on Tuesday. Amy Bowles said, yes, last 2 offers had multiple offers. Lauren Fleischer, multiple offers on all price points, dust off those escalation clauses. All right. That's not me making this stuff up. This is what's happening out there, and you guys need to know it and see it and talk about it, because it's complicated and it's complex and it's competitive. That's exactly what it is. Cool. So based on that opening, who's got something you want to share? You know, you're in the people and communication business, and you know you're an activity-based market. So what activities did you do? Who hit their 5? And how hard was it? Melissa says yes.
I'll go.
Okay.
Why not? It's been a while since I've spoken up. So
Right.
I've had a lot of drunk monkeys and flying squirrels happen in my life the past couple of weeks, but I have tried to, do my contacts, and what I found myself doing more so than making calls, although I have made more calls than I've had before, maybe not 5 a day or whatever, or contacts a day, but I find myself engaging with everybody around me that I see. Like I took one of my clients, one of my very first clients, we saw a house a year ago and it had a lemon tree. She loved the fact that this house had a lemon tree. She picked the lemon and carried it around with her the whole time we were showing houses that day and was smelling it. Well, they had to go back to New York, and the next day this house came on the market, and I said, I'm going to go see this for you. I'll FaceTime you. And I said, I know this is the house for you. I said, I know you haven't seen it, but I know what you want. It's move-in ready, everything.
Here's a lemon.
I see it. So anyway, we found a house finally, but it didn't have a lemon tree. So I went all over. I went to Home Depot. I went to Lowe's. I said, by God, I'm going to get a lemon tree for them. And I finally found a farm in Thanona, Tasassa, an old farm that's been there for years and years. Went out, got a Myers lemon tree, got one for myself. This whole year we've been competing on which lemon tree is better, right? She says, where did you get the lemon tree? And I said, well, let's go to the farm. So I took them Wednesday to the farm. I took the couple and they bought an avocado tree, I think a orange tree and some other tree. And while we're there, I'm talking to the farmer and he goes, you're a realtor, right? Because I met him last year and he remembered that. And he said, I'm selling my house. And I said, well, I'll be happy to help you. And he goes, well, I'm going to go FSBO. And I said, I'll still help you. So anyway, I gave him my card. So we're going to set up an appointment to talk to him, and hopefully he'll let me list it. And then I've been working since February on this one person that expired listings. That's what I've been calling, mostly are expired. And I got a man and he gave me the drill. How do I know you're good? I had a family member try to sell my house and they were terrible. And I said, well, let me come out and interview for the position and you can tell me. And he goes, no, call me back in a week. I have a death in the family. So I waited, called him back. He said, no, we're not ready. I sent him a thank you card. And then I called him yesterday. He said, come out next week. I'd like for you to list my house. So I got one. So
Awesome. You know what I love about that is you're doing exactly what you need to do. You're running your pipeline and talking to everybody that you meet. That's your like long-term business, and you're working some right now business as well. So you're working both sides of it, going through the people that you already have, talking to the people from a year ago, but you're also talking to expireds, which is your right now business, giving yourself multiple opportunities.
right.
That's
So,
amazing. That's awesome.
And follow-up is key.
oh yeah.
And what you're doing, you're proving what we wanted to prove. You're going to make the contacts now and get the business later. All I wanted you to do this period was fill the pipeline, so you have something to work on coming into the spring. But too many times we got instant success, which kind of derailed us a little bit. But great job, Carla. That's just
Yep.
fantastic.
It's fun.
One thing, Carla, great job on this. One thing I want to just point out was the way you handled that FSBO objection. But that's
I'll help you anyway.
yeah, great.
I'll
Now,
help you
it's tempting to say, oh, you're a dumbass, FSBO. You're going to get robbed. People are going to take advantage of you. You're going to leave money on the table. That's dumb. Right. Versus, no, man, I'm still going to help you. Let somebody come see your house. Totally taking the friction out of a relationship. And that's going to play out for you. So keep
Okay,
going, keep going.
Another
Just know
question for you. What tool does Carla have at her disposal to help her with that FSBO? Mike, you can't answer.
Ooh, yeah, chime it in.
Come on, somebody write it in. What tool does
Want me
Carla
to
have
say
to
it?
help her? FSBO guy, ding, 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 ding.
Yep.
What a tool, right? So it goes right in line with what Carla said. That's okay. I want to help you anyways. As a matter of fact, here's a guide we put together for sale by owners. These are the activities we do. and when we get successful selling homes. So here's what we do. Go ahead and do it yourself. But if you need help at any time, I'm here for you. Duh, no pressure. They're gonna
Love
slide
it.
you to the door and say, you can't close the door unless you let me in. That's not gonna happen. That's not how sales works anymore. So
And
yes,
one more thing before I let somebody else speak. I want you all to put me in your prayers this weekend because I'm going to Ocala for an ESPN AKC Fly Ball Dog Challenge, and it will
Oh,
be
wow.
televised. And there will be cameras everywhere. We made it to the cut last year. We were picked again this year because we're one of the fastest teams actually in the world. And so say a prayer that I nail my passes and my team does awesome. As a matter of fact,
Carla's a professional dog.
here is,
What do you call it,
you
Carla?
can
What,
see her. It's called Fly Ball.
fly ball?
You can't see her because she's black, but she's my fast race. She's one of the fastest dogs in the world right here. Her name's Whip.
Wow,
So she's awesome. So,
I've seen some videos of her run. That's amazing.
yes.
That's
So say a
cool.
prayer. I nail my passes
right.
and get a speed of 3.4 seconds. That's
Good
my goal.
luck.
Awesome.
Thank
You
you.
got it.
Got it. Good. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Who else is going to contribute like that? That was awesome.
I had something great happen to me recently.
Oh, all right, Blake, what's up?
All right, Blake.
I was at the Pro GRI class this week,
Uh-huh.
and a lady came in from Pinellas County, giving us information about the first-time home buyers programs. So
Ah,
I took a picture of it and put it on my Facebook, and over 100 people have contacted me on my Facebook. So I asked for phone numbers for everybody, and I've been contacting people for the last 2 days and sending them to different programs and to different lenders. And in order to get them through that first time home buyers program, and hopefully I can be their agent for when they're buying that first time home, that home.
that's called a happy accident, but it's not an accident because you had to put yourself in the path to get there, right? You could have been a bump on a log in the class and not taken a picture and not posted on Facebook. So give yourself credit for taking the picture and posting on Facebook and engaging back to the people that inquired with you.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
thank you.
It's not just one activity. It's one activity added on to. So going to the class was activity 1. Taking the picture was activity 2, posting was activity 3, and responding to each post is activity 4. And asking for their phone numbers, and it's a process. But now your pipeline, it's like when you turn on the hose, right? Don't look at the hose, it's gonna come, right? That's awesome. Perfect.
Well,
Thank
it's now here's the launch point though. We've got to make sure that Moxie's on point. Got to make sure we have all their email addresses. We got to make sure they're going into your website. Got to make sure it's frictionless for them to start searching on their own without any threatening feelings, because it's an 18 to 24 month buyer process, right? The people who just started dreaming when they saw your post, they're probably, most of them aren't going to buy in 2023. They just signed their lease. They're just starting the dream. But I think you're going to want to get money in 2024 also, right? So this is a huge pipeline for you, Blake. So make sure you've got Moxie on point. If not, reach out to Caitlin and Julie and make sure your whole database is ready, because you're just going to fill that bad boy up, man. That's phenomenal. 100 people. And then you treat a couple of them right, the testimonials and their postings. That's a huge launch points for you. So great job, but take advantage of this opportunity and put them all into Moxie the right way. Make sure you're set up the right way and just launch it out there. So that's fantastic. Great job.
Really. And we don't want to, I got in trouble for this last week, but it's kind of like, if we don't tell you this, it could go in one ear and out the other. So having the Moxie database set up, and Jeff, your point on, they're not buyers this week. It sounds great. I'm so excited. They can go to house. Yeah, but they might have credit challenges. They might have location challenges, might have job challenges. Who knows what it is? Something's going to be in the way. And if you got that many leads this week, Blake, what's going to happen next week? You're going to get more. And the week after that, you're going to get more. And the week after that, you're going to get more. And then what happens to the ones you met 4 weeks ago? You go shit. You start cherry picking the good ones, but you're leaving the prime meat on the bone, right? If we don't stay in touch with them too. So it is very important to get that up, and we've got the resources there to help you. So let's get their phone numbers, their email addresses as much as you can, put them in the database, set them on a campaign, so set them, forget it. And they're always in your database. When you get some free time, you go back and look. But that database becomes really, really important. Dale Makers, 30 texts to cold leads, got 1 townhome buyer lead. All right, so let's say I was going to pay you $100,000 a year and your job was to send 30 texts a day. How much time, Dale, type it in or say it. How much time did it take you to send those 30 texts?
minutes.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, that's what he typed in. You can unmute yourself if you got a chance, Dale.
So 10 minutes to send 30 texts to get a lead. Now a lead is what? Nothing. Right? What does that lead have to be done? Incubated. Right? Interesting. I tried to tune into the Zillow had a team call yesterday, and I logged in at 10:03 instead of 10 o'clock, and the room was full. I couldn't get in. So there's an art, and you guys, I've sent you some emails on the Rise Network. A lot of this is hearing pros doing their lead follow-up. So when I send these out, if you're into it, I mean, check out some of the best practices people are doing. There's some pretty good stuff, and it's all centered right around this: texting, getting leads, putting them into a follow-up system, and then working your pipeline. That's just all it is, whether it comes from Zillow or UpCity or Ojo or sign calls or open houses or wherever they come from.
On that same note, I talked with Jennifer Bell a little yesterday. She's online. Jenny, do you want to unmute and tell us a little bit about your actions and your successes that you've had over the last couple of weeks, and then even some of the challenges and struggles you've had?
Sure. Yes. So over the last couple weeks, I really haven't hit my goal as far as making the 25 contacts. I'm definitely reaching out. Just as far as responses, they've been a little slow, kind of lagging and coming back, getting in touch with me. The first couple weeks, I had a ton of people that contacted me. This week, I actually went back. I reached out to all of my old UpCity pipeline week 1. And I went back this week and reached out to everybody that I did not hear back from the first week, because I figured it had been enough time that I could reach back out without being a little too persistent. I am actually meeting with one of them on Sunday. She got pre-qualified this week. So we have a meeting on Sunday afternoon to look at some homes in St. Pete. And then also I am showing another couple who had kind of been, their daughter was getting married. They had some other things going on. They were fixing damage to their home from the hurricane down in Fort Myers. They're relocating back up to our area. We narrowed it down last Saturday to either Apollo Beach, Sun City, or Parrish. So I'm actually showing them 3 homes this afternoon. I had not heard from them since last Saturday when we went out, and I heard from them yesterday morning, and they wanted to see 3 homes again. So we're going back out this afternoon to check on those. And then I've kind of had some deals fall through, which I've told you about. So that's been a little frustrating.
Yeah.
But we're working through it. My client who's selling, he's working on the things that popped up on the inspection. So we'll have those fixed before we go back on the market. And then, my buyers are still in the game. They just, can't blame them, fault them for canceling a contract on bad inspections either. So that's kind of where I'm at, where my week's been.
Yeah. So I know you had a lot of buyers in your pipeline from different sources that you've been working with. Just from your text messages, phone calls, and reach outs that you've done over the last almost 2 months now, how many do you feel you've been able to bring back active just from making sure that you are hitting them up, taking that action every single week to hit your contacts?
I have 8 active buyers to where we're, actually looking at the auto search every day, going through different homes, and then out and about actually showing homes too.
How many of them were not really active before the beginning of the year that you, because of your persistence, phone calls, text messages, you were able to pull them out and get them back active because of bringing some type of value to them, sending them a message of some kind?
I would say 5.
5. So you had 5 people in your pipeline, and because you decided that you were going to take some action and accountability you may not have typically taken, you were able to bring them back to the forefront. They would have got a phone call at some point, but if you didn't make that and create that action item in another month or so, when you reached out to them, they may have already bought a home, because we see that happen all the time too.
Yes. And I haven't gotten any of those. I did get a couple that, we've decided not to stay in Florida. My wife's pregnant. We're moving back to the Midwest to be close to family. So I have gotten some that are, they're out of the game in Florida, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And then I forgot to mention, this was a really good one. I helped a first-time buyer that was through Opcity as well. He closed on his brand new home in Parish last month. 26 years old, firefighter, wrote a really just great review. And I reached out and thanked him. And this was midweek, and I had not heard back from him. And I was kind of wondering, like, why haven't I heard back from him? He was like great at communicating. Anyway, I had mentioned, the down payment assistance. I said, if you have any friends that, haven't saved up as much as you did that would need help with down payment assistance, I'm definitely here to help, and kind of explained to him a little bit about that program. And he actually texted me back at 9:30 last night. He had been in Chicago and was texting me from the airport. So he actually has a friend that he shared that with that I am supposed to call this weekend. So we'll see what that turns into as well.
Sweet.
Hey, let me share my screen for a quick second and brag on Jenny and show people what to expect, because
You will be compensated in direct proportion to the amount of value that you provide to your clients, past clients, consumers. And that's all you're doing is providing value and creating opportunities from providing value to past clients. Somebody who just bought a month ago, how many of you would have followed up with that person and asked him for business? He just closed. He's not going to do anything. He just bought a home. But that's where the value is. You did such an amazing job that he wanted to share your information with somebody else, and you're able to provide more value.
He did add in his review that he would refer me to anybody. So maybe that was kind of the prompting factor that made me reach out that quickly and ask for business.
But that's awesome.
so Jenny's on the Opcity team, and her demographic choices landed her in an area that got 147 referrals. She was selected was given 23 of those opportunities. She clicked on 21 of them, and she won one. So that means she got rejected. She got turned down. She tried to answer 20 times and didn't win, but the one she did, she got. And that's resulted in 11 closings for her in just Opcity alone. Right. So look at the effort that goes into that. So now you got a pipeline of 11 people that you had to pay a referral fee on. Right. But so what?
But
Now
they're
you
referring.
Yeah, now they're referring business to you that you don't have a referral fee on. But look at the amount of work, right? So she qualified to get 23 referrals sent to her. She answered 21 of them, which is half the game, right? Speed to lead. But she was a little slow at 1 minute and 31 seconds. Right. And the one she won was a 5-second time frame. So when you're going to play that game, it's speed to lead. But now that she has these customers, that gives her a whole new opportunity.
I love the attitude that you carry with that, though. The follow-ups and the phone calls are just that. It's a touch point. It's a reason to reach out. It's a reason to have communication. But if somebody's moving, if somebody decided they're not going to buy in Florida anymore, that's okay too. That's fine. And that's exactly what you said. That's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna ruin my day over it. I'm not gonna be disappointed about it. I'm not gonna go kick the dog about it. I'll move on from it. And like Ashley typed in, if they're moving out of the state, try and get an outgoing referral out of it. Try and refer them to somebody. That's
Are
wonderful.
we able to do that with Opcity? I thought my understanding with Opcity was we weren't allowed to do referrals. You had to release and
shoot relocation an email, just because Ashley's handling most of that communication. She'll take care of it. She'll let you know what she can or can't do. So shoot her an email with the person and the contact, and she'll help you out there. But that's just, I'd love the attitude, because if you take the time to get so pissed off about losing another buyer or losing another contract, or the buyer canceled, my listing canceled, that's going to have a long-term effect on your ability to keep going and keep pushing and reach out to other people. Just you keeping a different attitude, a different intention, and a different energy level, bringing it to the next buyer, the next client, the next follow-up, the next phone call. That's what's able to keep you going. It's like you didn't hang on to it. It's like, okay, wonderful. That's awesome. Same thing with Carla, the for sale. I'm going to go FSBO. That's great. I'll still help you.
Knock them offset, off balance, 1 foot and off balance is what we call it. What? You're supposed to argue with me and tell me I'm stupid. No, I'll help you.
That's awesome, Jenny. I'm proud of all the work you're doing. Like, you've been doing an amazing job. So keep it up.
And you show up.
Thank you.
Very cool. Anybody else want to share before we start pulling teeth? Dale, you wrote something in the chat I wanted to read out. You closed yesterday from a past text in December. That's what I wanted to have happen. You took action in December, and then you stayed in touch over January. You ended up with a contract and you closed in February. Right? So we're just feeding the pipeline. That's all we're supposed to be doing right now. Good job. Beginning of January, even better. Cool. Right. Who else wants to share? If not, I'm gonna get my pliers and start pulling.
This is great. The learning lessons are so great, every one of these. So thank you all for sharing.
And it's
And even
relevant.
if you didn't the perfect number, just share what you did do. Let's hear some successes.
Carolina, I know we chatted a little yesterday too. You said that you had some challenges and struggles, and you said, "Look, I'll keep it real with you and tell you exactly what I'm doing." If you have a moment, why don't you unmute and share?
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning.
Buenos dias.
Sí, buenos días. Yeah, I'll keep it real. The first couple of weeks when I started this process, I have what I would call a lot of success. I certainly haven't been able to meet the exact number of connections, but the attempts were there. And the response that I got in the first couple of weeks, I was like, oh my goodness, like I was so excited. I had two prospects, listing prospects, and about, I think it's like 5 or 6 buyers, which of those I have one of the listings that is still trying to kind of get some things ready in the house that will be possibly listing with me. And then I have a couple of buyers that have been pre-qualified and I'm currently working with. So it has been great. I have been able to like set my intentions at the beginning of the week and just carry through. But I will say, like last week, unfortunately, was a little bit of a tough week. A couple of different things going on with kids and stuff. But I don't want to use that as an excuse. I don't know. At some point, it's sort of like it seems like my because I wasn't getting the same response from the beginning, my actions have lacked a little. And this past week, I have one connection, but also the amount of attempts that I made were not there. Honestly, probably I think Monday and Tuesday, I didn't do any. And Wednesday, I was like, what am I doing? This is what I want to do. I want my business to be set up in a way where there is consistency. And I was really upset with myself that I wasn't doing it. But yeah, I'm still upset because even though on Wednesday I was like, no, I have to do this. I didn't put the amount of effort that I think I should have been there.
Okay.
I love the honesty and the realness in that.
Thank you.
And the fact that knowing Friday was coming created the pressure for you on Wednesday, right? So I think that's an important aspect.
Yes, I agree. I'm so thankful for this because I certainly need it.
Well, I think you demonstrated what I've been talking about. When it got easy in the beginning, right? You got more results than you expected. I wish you didn't get those results so fast in the beginning, right? You should keep going. But that's okay. We'll take it anywhere we get it. It's called.
Right.
But you also said you generated 2 listing opportunities and 5 buyer opportunities in the first 2 weeks. That's 7 opportunities in 2 weeks. Even if you had 7 opportunities over a 2-month span, that all of them seem to be working out, and you annualize that, that's 14 extra deals that you generated from doing something you would not have normally done.
Absolutely. Since we started this, I honestly have been not only proud of myself and what I'm doing, that I'm actually, having that consistency and I have a plan. So that has really made me proud and where I'm taking my business. But then obviously, I beat myself up when I don't continue to do this. And that's where the part I don't want to make excuses, because there's always going to be stuff, right? And I don't want to make excuses, and I want to continue with the same zeal, the same excitement to continue to do that, whether I get responses or not. Because I think that, like you said, Craig, that is the challenge at a time when you see like, okay, I'm not getting any responses. And then, your brain starts to think, okay, maybe I should be doing something different. And that's something that certainly comes to your mind a lot of times.
You said something that I'm going to ask you to repeat. You probably don't know what it is, but it's really important. And it's a big, one of the big goals of this process. You said, I'm proud of myself. right? And you didn't do 5. That's fantastic, right? I'm proud of it. That's an outcome that we wanted to come from this, right? If you did 1 more than you were gonna do, be proud of yourself, right? That was the best. That was the best outcome I've heard of that whole talk. I'm proud of myself, right? And what you're really doing is you're realizing that you are the source of your success. If you want more
Yes.
success, do more of what you're doing, right? And that's fine.
Yeah.
If you're happy where you are, be happy where you are. It's awesome.
Well, that was one of the reasons why on Wednesday, the meeting that I did was just trying to talk about different ways for you to control that focus and find different ways to change that focus that you may have. If you start to feel those challenges and feel disappointed or get down or feel challenged there, then you have to find some things to either be grateful for. You have to find some things that already make you happy, make you feel joyful, and schedule those times in too. And that helps to offset that time so you don't start beating yourself up and have a prolonged time where you beat yourself up for not doing those things. So if you can quickly find something that will change your energy, change your emotions to being a little more grateful or doing something that makes you feel happy and joyful. And then from there, you'll feel better and raise your confidence level and just get back at it. Because you know that it's Wednesday, Friday's coming. I have to start making those contacts. And if you can shift that energy just a little bit to take the next step, that's all it really takes. That was a lot of people I've been talking to this week have been having those challenges and feeling frustrated. So that's why I wanted to, mention a few different things that you could try to do throughout the week to shift those thoughts a little bit into, continuing.
Yep.
what
Sorry.
I love-
Go ahead.
No, so what I love hearing about this one is really the feedback. I want to go back to that for just a second because we've got a top agent lunch today, right? And I think I was thinking about this a lot this morning. When you think about it, it's like, what's common between the group that's going to be there today and the group that's not there yet? And it's the word "not there yet" is the phrase, because mastery is really what this is about, right? You're going to master any craft. You're going to master any skill. You're going to master any business. It takes time, right? It's about 5 to 7 years, no matter what you do, to get really good at it. And by really good, I mean, get into the top 10%, right? And we're basically celebrating the top 10% today. But I think that if you really look at it, it's because the 5 to 7 years of failure / feedback has been put into place, right? You learn every single time that we mess up. So that's why we keep grinding on you guys about the number of connections, because when you did 25 of them, you may likely have screwed up 23 of them. And that's wonderful because that's the feedback you're going to get. So next week you do it a little better. And then next week you get different feedback. And the next week after that, you do a little bit better. And after 5 years of this or 7 years of this same thing, you're going to be a master and you're going to have wealth flowing through you, right? But you got to go through these steps and you've got to go through everybody who was on this top agent lunch today started out and they sucked. Right? Every one of them sucked. Every one of them didn't make their contacts. Every one of them was afraid to make a call, a text. Every single one was afraid to do their first video. Every single one screwed up and lost listing presentations. Every one of them had the FSBOs slam the door on their faces. It just happens, right? So I just wanted to remind everybody about that. And if you didn't hit the connections, you got to hit the connections. It's because it's part of the process. And it's the 5 to 7 year process of the mastery. And it's only Friday. So if you didn't get to the 25, I want to remind you that you have until Monday to get to your 25. And we want you to do the screw ups. We want you to get the feedback and it's going to make you better. Right. So I think it's a lesson we forget sometimes. I think it's really important.
All right. I want to keep moving, but I'm going to read some chats. Sorry, wrote in, sold a home, helped them buy one. Got a call recently stated they wanted to move to Ocala. Got the news they weren't no longer going to do that, but their daughter wants to buy one here in South Shore. Perfect, right? You're finding these opportunities. Dr. Bay, I sent the text script to Mike Puma to 15 from Mike Puma to 15 people. I have 2 of those 15 people who are interested in buying a home for the first time. I have a couple who lives in Brandon and is interested in buying a home. I'm awaiting a set meeting time to meet in the Brandon office today. Thanks for the encouragement, team. Yes.
My referral fee is 75%. So really, really good.
All right. So yeah, last night late, I'm sorry for that management team. I asked you guys, I said, look, I got a feeling that not a lot of people are going to talk today. So why don't we reach out to some people? And if you did that, like Julie, do you have anybody you want to brag on?
Absolutely. I see that Bob and Amber are on this, and they've been faithfully on it since pretty much the inception. Bob has taken Amber under his wing, if you will, mentoring her. She came to us April of last year, and she's going on the top. She's on the top producer luncheon today. Maybe if one of them can unmute and talk a little bit about what they've been working on together, what they like to do, how they're getting their business, that would be awesome. I know Bob loves to talk to us.
You get a little Bob, get a little bit of Bob to rub off on you. You'll be very successful.
Right? Okay. I
I
guess
think I
not.
saw Bob leave the meeting. I don't know if he's still on it
Okay.
anymore.
Okay. All right. Well,
Oh.
Amber, yeah.
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome.
Obviously, having Bob mentor me has been a complete game changer. I have a tendency to prepare. So one of the things that Bob tells me every day is you're getting ready to get ready. So just step outside, walk across the street and knock on the door. So, starting to make some serious changes in the way that I'm approaching this business. I needed to have the confidence before I was able to do that. And I think I've closed about 7 or 8 deals now. And so I definitely have built the confidence and the understanding. And so, yeah, taking action.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I love it. And another agent that joined us last year that has faithfully been on here is Regina Catton. She's Regina and her husband run an arborist business here in Pinellas County, and she has had a few deals here and there, and she's just recently, it's just like it's ignited for her. She had a buyer under contract for a condo last week, and she also came in yesterday and we wrote a listing for a multifamily property at 1.3 million. So she's really kind of coming out of the shell, and kind of like Amber, she's been preparing to prepare, and she's finally just letting go and talking to people, and it's happening. I don't know if she's able to speak or not, but Regina, if you're out there and you can just tell
She's
us a little bit. Yeah.
She's out there.
There she is. Okay. Hey, lady. Are you there? Yeah, they're probably cutting down a tree right now.
Well, she moved up to the top of the list here because she was down at the bottom.
Yeah.
She's unmuted. We can't hear her though. Nope.
All right. Well, that's okay. Another agent.
I was gonna say, Julie, I just want to tie that into what we said in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
This is an activity-based market, and then we're in the people communication business. Now, she happens to be in an arborist business, which means she has customers she's talking to. So why not just slip in a few words about real estate, since we're in the people and communication business, and
Yep.
activity-based market? What a blessing that is, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what it's all about. Is most people come into this business with a sphere that they already have, and that's what I love about what we're doing here is we're having you tap into that and open up the possibilities. So it's pretty exciting.
Great. Mr. Danger, did you talk to anybody yesterday about what we talked about?
I did. I spoke to Dale, which he's already given his thing this morning. Kimberly Bowden, Kimberly's been around forever and ever and ever. And she's not on today. She's actually traveling, but she's been on here consistently with us. And she recently got out of all her calls a commercial deal that she's working on. So she's pretty stoked about that. The first thing they looked at didn't work, but they're still working on it. And, as Jeff said, this is all activity based, and it doesn't matter how long you've been in the business. This is just something you should be doing as a point of your everyday activity as a realtor. The other person I talked to was Jessica, and she's been working. She's actually getting into her Moxie, and she's following up on her past clients. We've been talking about that. We did in our meeting yesterday. We talked about generational contacts, how we actually Wednesday, how we contact two different generations and what they each like, and it went over real well, which kind of fits into this. So that went real well. So they're the people I talked to.
Nice. Thomas, you're hitting away there. Did you get a chance to talk to anybody to find out what's going on in their world?
I know Thomas and his team hosted a first-time homebuyer seminar in Brandon last night. They had some great attendance. They posted some pictures on their Facebook page. It looked like they had about 12 to 15 people that had showed up for it.
That's impressive.
And I know that a lot of his agents, that's how they were making contacts. One of their ways for doing was trying to provide some value and making contacts with their buyers and anybody in their pipeline and inviting them to the buyer seminar to come in and discuss. They had a great turnout there.
I don't see Kathleen online, so can't ask her. But we heard from Brandon a little bit. We got a Apollo Beach in Sun City.
Kathleen's in court today.
He's in court today.
Yeah.
Fun. Cool. All right, so let's talk about going forward. Let's see. Great work. Oh, nice. Yeah, all it is just effort, right? And there's different ways to do it. Trying to get people to a building now after hours is tough. Traffic is really getting bad. So what do? Right? Do a Facebook live stream too. Have a couple, give your camera set up and do different things. We'll try anything once or twice, right? Okay. So Chris, we were talking last night. Are we overwhelming you guys with a Monday and Friday class? What we were thinking, maybe we do a Monday, just a Monday only prescription, but Monday report back, feedback, what happened last week, and then prescription for the next coming week. And then we wait till next week, Monday, to get back together again and get back to contract training on Fridays. Or do you like to have in the Monday and the Friday? I want to hear from you guys.
I think the Monday and Friday holds us more accountable.
Okay.
You'll probably have people fall off.
We're going to be here anyway, so it doesn't matter to us. Keep as is, says Lauren. I like it Friday because it keeps the pressure on. Jennifer says, I love it. You like what, Jennifer? The first, just one day or both days?
You keep them both.
Both Monday and wow. You guys, I can't forecast you at all.
I would maybe agree. I sat yesterday in the office and stayed longer than I would have and purposefully tried to make contacts because the meeting was today. And if it was Monday, I would have gone home. So
that's awesome. That's what accountability is. And that it just having the meeting on a Friday, knowing that you may or may not say something, you held yourself accountable to make a few extra contacts. So that's great. That's the point.
Even though you're not talking. I figured you weren't talking because we were bored. We're going to start losing you, but you're all saying you want everybody.
I thought y'all were tired of hearing about me. I've just stayed over here and let other people talk.
I purposely didn't call on you today.
I'll share something. I don't know where Thomas spoke with me, so I don't know where Thomas is. Maybe he's walking the little puppy.
Mario.
Yeah, it's been my success has been coming from just going back to the basics, doing the open houses. And when we used to have Zap right after open houses, I would sit there and text them, thank you for coming to the open house, blah, blah, blah. And I remembered that. So I'm like, look, I need to follow up immediately like I did before. So that has been that has been very helpful. And I want to share a shortcut to this. I don't know if a lot of you know, I know those of you that have iPhones, if you have text replacement, you can send a whole message with just typing a few letters and just copy and paste, and you can get it sent out right away. Like, thank you for coming to the open house. It was nice meeting you, blah, 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 blah. Look forward to working with you. And you can set it up to just write, like I put a special letter in front of it, like Z open. And all I have to do is type that and the whole paragraph will come out. So that's a big time saver. Yep, there's Mario.
I put a picture on the screen.
And so that helps right away. I could walk anybody through it. If you want to contact me, I'm all about shortcuts. So I got back into doing that, following up right away, thanking people that coming to the open houses. And speaking of that, a contact that I haven't from 2018, one of my first open houses, reached out to me out of the blue because of the constant keeping in contact with and setting up on Moxie. And I am now showing them houses this weekend. So it works.
2018 was 5 years ago.
Yeah, 28, yeah. And it's all from open houses. So that was one of my first open houses that I did for Andy. That was my jam, besides knocking on doors in the 90 degrees. And anybody that knows me, I hate the heat. So in 90-degree heat, knocking on doors, having the people open the doors and feeling sorry for me, asking me to come in. Do you want water? But and just doing the open houses. It's just, there's nothing more basic and simple than that people are coming to you. And 9 times out of 10, they are unrepresented and partner with a lender. And the lender will even provide food and materials, and they're walking without a realtor. They're going to be walking in without a lender too. I could guarantee it. So that'll just help you. It has helped me. And also I'm gonna hold myself accountable. I remember on Monday I said, I scheduled Moxie Monday. That was my rocks. So Moxie Monday didn't happen till Wednesday. But I did get it done. Not all of it. Going through the first stage and labeling, I'm categorizing everybody. And you know what? It's funny that once you get started, it's addicting. I was like, okay, I'll just do 5. Oh, no, I could do 5 more. And then let me do another 5. It really is. Once you get in there and you get in a rhythm, add campaign, add neighborhood news, do this, it gets addicting, and as fast as I set people up, some unsubscribe, I don't care, but other people opened it. So I will be continuing with the Moxie. It's only going to help us. And then once I categorize everybody and set everybody up on neighborhood news and everything, I'm going to add the CMAs as the next step for the past clients, because that's what I've been doing, past clients and open houses.
Jessica, you started doing CMAs. Are you still doing that, or did you stop?
I have stopped, but I need to do it because I sent an email to all of my past clients that they will have an updated CMA for me by the end of March. So I have a deadline.
That was a gentle reminder.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mr. Puma, you're going to do some research for some of your agents. What's going on? You got anything?
I did. And there was a common theme of LaQuoya got back to me, as well as Mike Clayman messaged me, and so did Meredith. And the common theme was they love the mastermind. They love the inspiration that we're giving them. And they have not gotten the results yet, but that's exactly what we're talking about, right? But what all 3 of them outlined were actions that they're taking that they would not have been taking if it wasn't for this mastermind. And that's the key, right? Keep taking actions, keep giving yourself at bats, because same thing I tell my 9-year-old baseball team, you cannot get a hit if you don't step into the batter's box, right? So you've got to keep taking at bats, keep swinging. Eventually you're going to get a hit, right? It's just how it is, law of averages. So I love the results that they are getting, even though they're not getting results, and they're taking action from it. So that feedback was really good.
Perfect. Mike wrote in, my next open house will have a mortgage broker joining me. We'll be doing door prizes, gas cards. This is the key. on my flyer to the neighborhood and property blast. Right? I encourage you, go back into the training on the resource center where we're going to see it, but Chris did a class 3 Wednesdays ago on doing an open house. And there's multiple ways to do it. Put a sign in the yard Saturday morning and sit in the house is one. But planning the event and knocking on the doors or creating a flyer and knocking on the doors, announcing the open house and just making the contacts, it's how you take over a farm. Right? So if you're going to do it right. If you're going to do it, do something. But if you want to do more, if you want to do it better, then check out that class from 3 Wednesdays ago.
Mike, I love what you said about, I love the results they're getting, even though they're not the results that they wanted, because we have to start giving ourselves credit for the results that you are getting. Because if you're taking action and making these contacts, you are getting results. You have to start giving credit for the results that you're getting, whether no matter how little they are or how big they are. A lead is not the result you're after. A contract is not the result you're after. The connection is the result you're after, and you're making those connections, and give yourself credit for those results because you are getting the results. And so many of us are saying, oh, I didn't make my contacts and I didn't get any leads. It's not about the leads. It's about the connections. It's about the contacts. The more we do that, the more you fill your pipeline and the more opportunities you have, like so many of us that are on here that are saying, I followed up with somebody from a year ago. I followed up with somebody from 6 months ago. I had this guy that bought a house 2 years ago. That's where you start creating them. It all starts with the connections and the contacts, which will lead to those opportunities and the results that you are after, but you got to start giving yourself credit for the results you're getting.
Yeah, quit beating yourself up.
And we
Forward
still
action
have-
is forward action.
And you still have the rest of today, tomorrow, and Sunday to get those results. It's only Friday. It's Friday at 9:30 in the morning. We still got 3 more days, 3 full days for you to get out there and finish making those contacts and getting those results. Don't give up. Don't stop.
Did I skip any managers that had something to say? No, I just make sure I give everybody a chance. Okay, so to Chris's point, we still have today, we have Saturday and Sunday. I think a lot of you are learning that, holy shit, maybe if I did this, it might work. Right? So let's give it a shot. We got 3 more days. I mean, Dale said it took 10 minutes to send 30 texts and he got a buyer lead. Now, if you think about this for a minute, just for a quick minute, to a little more inspiration. If you get 1 lead a week, a good lead a week, I mean, you're tracking 50 prospects a year. What does a good agent do in a year? Number of transactions closed. David, are you talking to us or are you talking to somebody else? I just saw him talking there. I didn't know if he's talking to us or not. Yeah, so 1 deal a week is 50 deals a year. I mean, an agent, the average agent, well, there's be 4 million home sales, there'll be 4 million home sales, there's 1 million agents. So there's 4 deals per person is an average agent. A good agent's doing 12 deals a year. 12 deals a year at that's $96,000 gross. You're making more than the median age, more than median income for a person in our marketplace. Right? 15, 20 deals a year. Jessica, how many deals did you do last year? 24?
25.
25. That's a damn lot of transactions. But some of you are generating 1 solid lead a week. That lead needs to be nourished. So don't get me wrong, but somebody doing 2 or 3 a week. This is the path to success, right? So take it seriously, right? A little bit more, 1 extra. And like Lauren said, I loved it. That was the law of lowering the bar. I'll do 5. Well, that wasn't hard. It only took me 3 minutes. Let me do 5 more. Let me do 5 more, right? And then that's it. So lower the bar, do 1. And say, oh, that didn't hurt. I'll do 2. Matthew, my coach, he does, he's made a pledge to do yoga every day for the year. And so yoga for him is if he lays on his back and does Shavasana for 4 minutes, that means he did yoga for the day, right? I lay on my back for at least 4 minutes a day, right? So he's done it for 365 days now. So he lowered the bar to that. Now it's better if you go through the sun salutations, all the other stuff, but at least he said he did it. So if you did 1, you'd feel good about it. Do 2, feel better. 3, some of you get to 5, you go, shit, I'm gonna keep going because I didn't do 5 yesterday. And we're gonna instill that habit over time. So I'm proud of you guys. You're doing a great job. Next week, Elizabeth, I will be on a cruise. My husband and I are celebrating our 38th wedding anniversary. Congratulations. Who knows? I might meet someone on the cruise. No, honey, you're married. You can't meet someone going on a cruise looking for somebody else right now. Who knows? I might meet someone on the cruise that has a real estate name. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but what's that could entail? You talking to them. They're gonna be flabbergasted. I got a guy just called me this morning because I know something about cost segregation analysis for commercial real estate. And this guy's called me this morning when I was in the gym. And so I called him back and got his voicemail, but he's gonna call. And I guarantee you that is gonna lead to a conversation about buying properties in Madeira Beach. Because he's an investor and he's got a bunch of cash and doesn't know where to put it. Right? So there's so many opportunities. All you gotta do is engaging. We're gonna talk about cost segregation. I guarantee you, I'm gonna turn that conversation into buying investment properties in Madeira Beach. Right? No question about it. And then what am I gonna do? Get his proof of funds. I know you got $2 million. What's he gonna do with it? Huh, interesting. See, it's got engaging conversations. Okay, parting words. If you're going to the top agent retreat today, I just want to warn you. Parking is easy, but it's a pain in the ass. There's a lot, and you have to download the app. It's called Park and Go. And then you've got to register your car. You got to put your credit card in and all that stuff. So it's going to take time. Or you can park in the parking garage across the street and you got to pay, but you bring your ticket with you and they'll stamp it on the boat. Right. So you have two options. So if you show up late, you're going to be a problem because the boat's going to leave. It's not going to turn around to come get you. So show up early. I'm leaving at 10:30. I'm picking up Taylor at 10:45. And I will be there by, 11:15. So Chris is telling everybody, get there by 11:30, just so you can fart around with the parking garbage and all the stuff you have to do if you're not used to going to Channelside or Sparkman's Wharf, as it's called today. Okay. Park Mobile, I think that's what it's called. Yeah. It's very easy with the app once you've done it, but if you haven't done it, it's a little irritating.
Yeah, just go ahead and download the app now and put in your card info. And then when you get there, it's super easy.
Yep.
Very, very easy to do.
Yep.
Love it.
Cool. Well,
Get
good.
your connections. Go get more, go get more, go get more.
Yes. This is the year of more. Thank you, everybody. We'll see those of you on the boat in about an hour or so, and the rest of you will talk to you on Monday with a new prescriptive idea for you.
Thank green, go green. That's my team's color.
Go green.
Green.
Carla,
Green.
yes.
Thank you. Have a good one, everyone.
Fastest dog in the world, 3.5 seconds.
Yay.
Thanks, everybody.